Hey everyone, it's me Joji, and today we're going to be crunching into our opponent's Pokemon. And that is because we're going to be playing with Drednaw. It is a single prize Pokemon, but it has a really good effect with Impervious Shell, essentially preventing all damage from your opponent's Pokemon that do 200 or more damage to Drednaw. And with its hard crunch attack, it does 80 plus 80 more if its opponent's Pokemon has any damage counters on it. So essentially make it 160. I will say the caveat, because as you can probably see down on the list, is we're going to be playing this with double turbo, so that's more like 140. But regardless, Drednaw essentially being 140 HP and then 200 and more damage attacks can't hit it. So things like a Charizard deck that has already taken one prize card can't knock this out. A Dragapult can't knock this out. What else? Regidragos with pretty much most of its dragon type attacks that it uses can't knock this out. I guess Arceus V-STAR, is that still a thing? Can't knock this out either. So it is pretty much Impervious asterisk. I don't want to say it's completely invincible because there are ways around this deck and still getting the 6 prize cards you need to win. Raging Bolt, I believe, hits 140 if you only discard 2. So that is one way to get around that. Like I did mention, Charizard, if it's taken 1 prize card, hits more than 200 damage, but if it hasn't taken any prize cards, it does hit that 180 to knock this guy out. But there are ways for us to make it a bit more difficult for those decks to knock out Drednaw. But let's look at the Pokemon for now. We have a 4-4 line of Chewtle Drednaw, a 2-2 line of Snorunt Froslass. This is here for Freezing Shroud to put those damage counters onto your opponent's Pokemon. That way we can do the 160 or 140 damage depending on what energies we have attached to Drednaw. Then we have one Munkidori, because Froslass will be affecting our Drednaw and we want to move some of that damage counters onto our opponent's Pokemon instead. Now for our supporters, we have 3 Arven, 3 Iono, 3 Colress's Experiment, 2 Boss's Orders, 2 Professor's Research, a Colress's Tenacity, and then Saguaro and Bianca. I'm going to go back to Saguaro because this is a card that you don't really see in the meta. You get to choose 2 of your Pokemon to heal 50 HP for each of them. Now, that's probably going to be used on your Drednaw. I don't see it happening on your Froslass or Munkidori, but this is going to help heal this guy up in case they kind of put it into range with some sort of attack that now they can knock it out with their second attack. Drednaw is actually going to become a 2-prizer with some other cards we're going to talk about in a bit. But yeah, Saguaro is going to help its survivability, and so will Bianca's Devotion. Heal all damage from one of your Pokemon that has 30 HP or less. Now that is a big caveat, 30 HP or less. Getting Drednaw down that low does mean that they're going to be hitting maybe for like, I don't know, 120 or something, and not knocking it out if it's at this base form. And then you can use Bianca. But I do like Saguaro a bit more because you can use this pretty much whenever you need to. Going on to the items though, we have 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Nest Ball, 2 Pokegear 3.0s, 1 Super Rod, 1 Night Stretcher, 1 Counter Catcher, and 1 Pal Pad. This Pal Pad is going to be very helpful because we do have some low counts on some of these supporters right here. So it'll be great to have a second Saguaro in that way by using Pal Pad. Now for our Poke Tools, which are going to help our survivability for Drednaw, we have a Luxurious Cape to start. It adds 100 HP to Drednaw. So essentially, now Raging Bolt does have to 2-shot this guy, hitting it with a 140, discarding 2 energies, and then another 2 energies to knock it out the next turn it goes. So that is a lot of energy requirement to knock out a single prizer. This essentially makes it unknockoutable. I don't know what to say there, because it's at 240 HP, and in order to knock single prizers, you usually want to just go ahead and one-shot them, but that makes this guy not one-shottable. I'm just making up words at this point, but Luxurious Cape does have the caveat that your opponent takes one more prize card if they knock it out. So if there's some way to knock this guy out, and they do find it, they will definitely take the 2 prize cards. I have seen some practice games where some decks that run Lost Vacuum will go ahead and just Lost Vacuum the Luxurious Cape and then go for the knockout. That is definitely a way to get around it. But if they don't run them, or they use them earlier on other things, because you do run 2 of these, and then a Hero's Cape, which is the same thing as Luxurious Cape, adds 100 HP, but it doesn't have the caveat of them taking 1 more prize card. And then you also have the rescue board that you're going to be attaching to your Froslass and Munkidori, most likely. If they use their Lost Vacuums early on some of these cards, this guy can still survive a lot of attacks. So, like I said, this is going to help this guy essentially become pretty much invincible. But there are going to be ways around it, like the Luxurious Cape, 2-shotting it regardless, or you could knock this guy out with damage counter. So I did say that Dragapult doesn't knock this guy out if it's in the active. If it's on the bench and it has, let's say, 80 damage on it from, I don't know, a Greninja attack that's for whatever reason the Dragapult is running, that probably would never happen. But let's say they got 80 damage onto the Drednaw somehow and it's on the bench. If they then attack our active Pokemon and then you put those 60 damage counters onto Drednaw, it does get knocked out if it doesn't have any Luxurious Cape or Hero's Cape, and they do take the knockout because it is damage counters, not damage itself. So that is a big caveat. Lost Zone decks do have a good chance against this because of Lost Mine on that Sableye getting around this ability. Although, so does Cramorant because it only does 110 damage. Moving on, let's talk about the stadium. We have Artisan, obviously, to get our basic Pokemon up, where energy is going to be 4 basic water energy, 4 double turbo energy going on to our Drednaw for sure, 3 reversals going on to Drednaw as well. But of course, keep in mind you can only use this if you are behind on prize cards. So if you attach this and you're actually ahead or even, it only counts as a single energy. So keep that in mind. And then we have 1 darkness energy here for the Munkidori in case we need to use Adrenaline Brain. But yeah, that is the deck. It is a fun deck, I will say. It makes the opponent more cognizant of what they have to do to knock out Drednaw. Again, it does turn into, all right, now I have to focus on the Chewtles, the Snorunt, the Munkidori, and Froslass, because this Drednaw pretty much can't be knocked out. But there are some ways to essentially make it so they can't knock you out at all, and essentially whatever they try and do is pretty much futile unless you mess up and do something you shouldn't. But I will show you in the next part right here on the ideal board state for a Drednaw deck on a few turns, and see how to perfectly set this up, well, pretty much perfectly set this up to essentially become invincible. Let's go ahead and show you that off. Okay, so ideally this is what you want your board state to look like. You want to have a Drednaw pretty much fully set up with a Hero's Cape attached. So this makes it 240 HP. That way it can go ahead and start knocking some stuff out with Hard Crunch if it has any damage counters on it. Preferably you would want to have Froslass and the Munkidori set up too. That way you can have your Adrenaline Brain putting in damage counters onto the active Pokemon, so Hard Crunch can do that 140 damage. Now, if you are down on prize cards, maybe you have 6 and they have 5, you could have instead the reversal, and now you're doing 160 damage. But I did say you could essentially make this deck invincible. What I mean by that is if every single Pokemon they have on the bench can only hit more than 200 damage, you would want your your field to look more like this. So maybe they've already taken the knockouts here on these guys, but you have essentially just this setup. This is the ideal setup to have. So 2 Drednaws, whatever they try and attack, essentially, is not going to be damaged by anything doing 200 or more. And then the only thing you could mess up maybe is if you bench another Pokemon, they just boss this up instead, and then this gets knocked out. That's probably the only way they win this sort of scenario. Or if they have, I think Erica's Invitation. Essentially, if this Snorunt instead was in our hand, they use Erica's Invitation, bring that up. Sorry, it brings it up to the active, I believe. And then they knock that out that way. Or most of the time, if it's Erica's Invitation, it's more of a stall deck. So it'll just get locked in here. But you could probably at some point evolve this and try and attack with it. It does use water and a colorless, so 60 damage, I suppose. And it is stacking on the freezing shroud effect on it. But again, ideally, this essentially makes you pretty much invincible if they are only able to do 200 or more damage. I will say, if it is a Dragapult, they can essentially hit you for nothing here, but put the 60 damage counters onto Drednaw. So you're going to want to have, let's say, a Saguaro. I don't see Saguaro here, but I do see Bianca. But those are two cards that you're going to want to have in this scenario. So recycling these also with like Pal Pad is going to be a good idea. So let's say they start putting 60 damage counters onto this. If you can, maybe retreat if it seems ideal. Maybe you can put a reversal onto it later. But go ahead and keep attacking as long as they keep putting 60 damage counters onto this. This can survive quite a bit. So if they put 60, that's 180. Another 60 would be 240. So then you go ahead and play your Bianca, heal that all completely up. So then again, you still have two Impervious ones. They're going to start stacking more. But then by that point, you're going to already have knocked it out with Drednaw, and you can just heal the other 50 it tries to do on there. So keep that in mind. Dragapult is going to be quite difficult for this ideal board state. It is going to be doing the 60 damage from its attack's effect onto the bench Drednaw. The same thing goes for Lost Box. They're going to be probably trying to get a double knockout somehow here. So they'll put some onto here, put some onto here. So Saguaro is going to be better in that scenario because you want to heal onto two Pokemon at a time. The other one I can think of is Greninja. It's going to be doing 90 damage, probably to your active and benched. So that one is a bit more trickier, but again, Saguaro is your best bet for that case as well. I will mention that there are some ways for Raging Bolt to get around this as well, in the form of Teal Mask Ogerpon and their baby Sandy Shocks that they use. So the Sandy Shocks, I believe, will hit 20 and then plus 70 if there's at least 3 energies attached, which probably should be what they have attached at some point in their field. So that will do 90 damage to your Drednaw. But you can easily knock that guy out. I believe he only has 120 HP. You're doing 80 if each time, so you'll two-shot them before they two-shot you. The other one, like I mentioned, was Teal Mask Ogerpon. It does do 30 plus 30 for each attached. So if you have this Drednaw on the bench, or in your active, it is going to be doing 210 damage. But let's say you actually don't have at least one energy attached, maybe you only have the double turbo, they are doing 180 damage. So keep that in mind. They'll be doing 5 times the because I think they need 3, so that is 90, 120, and then these two add 2 more to 180 damage. They won't be knocking you out per se, but they are going to be doing damage to you. And if you don't even have that Hero's Cape attached, that is definitely a knockout. So ideally, have all your energy set up on your Drednaws in this case to become invincible there. Anyways, let's go ahead and see if we can try and mimic this invincible board state in some games. Before we go on, why not get subscribed? It lets me know that you like this sort of video. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much, but double check because YouTube does unsubscribe people. Okay, so I'm going to be going first. My guess is it's probably something like Raging Bolt then that wants to go first. Or sorry, attack second. Let's put up Snorunt. Hold on to our Munkidori. It looks like it is that. Oh, okay. I was not expecting this Sandy Shocks in the deck, but there it is. And this is a really bad start for us. We'll see what they end up doing though. Single attach. I mean, they could try to get a knockout with Teal Mask Ogerpon, but we really need a Chewtle soon. Yeah, so far all their Pokemon are going to be doing only the 200 or more, except for Raging Bolt if it only discards 2. So this might be an interesting matchup right now. Especially since if they're running this Sandy Shocks, they might not be running the other one. Okay. Attachment there. Another one there. Do they have the energy switch? They might get it with this. See if they did. Ooh, they didn't. Okay. So what do we want to do here? Let's Arven. We're gonna grab our Chewtle using a Nest Ball, and then we're gonna put on the Hero's Cape for it. Hopefully they don't try and gust it up and knock it out immediately though. That is my one concern right now. I'm hoping that they still just go ahead and knock this guy out. We'll see. He isn't weak to grass, which is a good thing. But he is getting knocked out just with this much energy attached, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That does 150 plus the 30. So that is knockout. Let's see what they're going for though. A Judge that gets rid of our Drednaw. Colress's Experiment and an Ultra Ball, which is good, and the energy. Forgot we completely lost that energy from the Judge too. Another Raging Bolt. Okay, this is looking good. Oh, this is looking good. Okay. Now we just need to get our Drednaw. And we become invincible. Okay, Luxurious Cape. Let's attach that there. I'm gonna roll the dice with the Colress Experiment. Okay, I do like that. I do like that. And you know what? I need to set up another Snorunt for a Froslass soon, because he has 2 Teal Masks, and pretty much everything can take damage there. Okay, so put that down. We'll grab a Snorunt. We're going to, actually not yet, because they could boss that up and knock it out. So I'll attach that there. Hit only for 60, but we do have knockout next turn, I believe. No, we don't have knockout. But if we get a Darkness Energy, we can move whatever damage they try and do over to it. Okay, so it looks like I was expecting the Raging Bolt to come up, actually. I don't know why they would do that. Because that now doesn't knock me out either. Do they have a switch cart, maybe? Let's see. Yeah, he does no damage. I'm assuming he sees that. So he has to use his Raging Bolt to attack with. and then he can only discard 2 energy at a time. There's the pass. Yeah, I think he should have put this guy up first. Let's Colress's experiment again. Ooh, that is a lot of cards that I would prefer not to lose at the moment. We'll grab Arven. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. And right now I'm going to Ultra Ball away Arven and the Cape, or Arven and the Rod. Because I want to attach this turn the energy to the Chewtle, and I want to keep the Colress's Tenacity to attach the double turbo afterwards. Yeah, I think Arven and the Rod here. I'm gonna leave the Froslass out just for a bit more because they haven't attacked us. All right, Luxurious Cape there, energy there. And now Colress will be ready to give it the double turbo next turn. Yeah, I can see them retreating this next turn into the Raging Bolt, but only being able to do 20 at a time. That's the only thing that can attack us, the Raging Bolts. Okay. I was gonna say, I don't think it tells them if they only discard 2, but that is what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah. Boss's orders is good. If we boss up this one, we're doing 160. Sorry, we're doing 140. That's only 200. If we had maybe the Froslass, that would have helped, but I guess not this time around. Let's go with that. Attach that there. Oh, you know what? I probably could have just gone with the reversal energy instead and discarded the Rod and energy in last turn. Okay. And that was a mistake on my part. But we are going to be damaging this guy. Making them a 2-prizer does make it a bit more difficult for them, though. Now that I'm seeing what I had in the deck still, we needed that Super Rod for our Chewtle, because we only had these 2 Chewtles in our deck. The other 2 we have are prized. So we need to get a knockout soon. Energy retrieval. Okay. Bravery Charm. Okay, that makes it a bit more difficult to knock out. Does another... Ooh, this guy's gonna cost 2 prize cards too. Do I boss up one of those and try and put some more damage counters onto it? Professor's Research. I think I have to Professor's Research instead. Okay. We can get our Froslass now. Let's get rid of this. Rescue board. I don't know if he's gonna be gusting, but he probably won't. He'll probably just focus on whatever's in the active. Okay, so now we do want that darkness energy as soon as possible. All right, let's do our 140. He's probably going to retreat it. Yeah, he's probably going to retreat, put this one into the active, and start knocking out with that one instead. If we knock out that Raging Bolt, maybe... Did we get rid of our counter catcher already? We didn't, so we still have the counter catcher as an option. Let's see. None of those have been hand attachments, so he's probably looking for it. Ooh, he doesn't have the energy for it. Okay, good. So if we get our darkness energy, move some of that away. Yeah, okay. Who do we move it to? Let's not Pokegear just yet. You know what? Hold on, let me search real quick. Bianca would be nice. Okay. Stretcher is also nice because we can grab the Chewtle that way. Let's see what we get though. That is nothing we needed. Wow, okay. I could go for a knockout on something else right now. I think I'm gonna do that. This one has the most energy. I think we knock that out instead right now. Let's thin out. I would like to use Bianca's Devotion on it if it survives the following turn. But I don't know if it's surviving. Okay, 2 prizes. Hopefully one of these is a Chewtle. It is, okay. And we do have the Drednaw and the reversal. I'm guessing they put up the other Raging Bolt. And then they're going to use Asada's Vitality to power it up. Downside right now is we don't have another Chewtle already set up. I would have preferred to have that already set up so we can just swing into it after. They're going to take 2 prize cards. We can at least maybe if we... how many Ionos have we used? We used 1. We still have a few more Iono. We could grab an Iono and turn their hand down to 2, which might help us. How much is he at? 90? If I start moving 30, that could get us a knockout that way as well. They have to get rid of these 2 here to get the knockout, right? And we put up Froslass, I suppose. Okay. Why? Okay, I guess you can discard that too. So he has the option of discarding this and this. That was an option. I'm thinking of moving the 30 damage counters from Munkidori, if possible, onto their Teal Mask Ogerpon. So they got to discard 2. Guessing they're discarding the Sandy Shocks one and the Teal Mask one. No, okay. Raging Bolt. I guess it was a grass, so it didn't matter. They get 2 prize cards this way. And I definitely want to Iono, but we'll see what we top deck. Top deck, please be good. And it's a reversal. Ooh, that makes it more difficult. We could lock them in for a bit. We attach that there. If this gets rid of the darkness energy, it is kind of game. It does get rid of Saguaro, but we can PAL pad back Saguaro. Ultra Ball is not helpful right now. Alright, PAL pad. Let's grab an Iono. Saguaro. Yeah, I think so. I don't think Bianca's is gonna cut it alone. Let's boss up Sandy Shocks. It does have a true retreat cost. And I don't have any more Frost. Oh, sorry, Snowrunts. So we're just gonna pass here and not use that Ultra Ball. I'm hoping they're kind of stuck. They only have one energy there. They could use the Sada to attach there. Let's see. Sada attaches here and here. And then they retreat. And then they can use Raging Bolt. They have to discard 2 again. This is where Iono would definitely come in handy. Maybe I should have put the other Iono in instead. Wait, didn't I? No, I did. Okay. Discard 2 there. Alright, attaching there. Bellowing Thunder is the 2 grasses, I'm guessing. No. Curious. Our reversal is active. I really want an Iono. There is a Pokegear. And 2 Ionos. What are the chances we lose both Ionos with this Pokestop? Okay. That was a close one. We need to draw that Luxurious Cape now. What was it, like 5 cards? Ooh, that was a close one. Okay. Do we want to use the Night Stretcher for anything? Maybe the water energy, because if we get even on prize cards, the reversal doesn't count for anything. Yeah. Oh, I already have one actually. Do I go for the Chewtle? Get up another Drednaw? I do have the other reversal, I believe. Right. Yeah, okay. Let's try it. We also still have the darkness energy, I believe, in deck. Okay. I'm hoping they don't have enough energy here. Oh, right. The Sandy Shocks helps them here, too. They do 140 each time. So we definitely need the Munkidori to activate next turn. We can also Saguaro as an option. Because they'll do 140, we heal up 50 plus 30 technically as well. So that's an 80. I can try that. I will definitely try that. But I need to get that darkness energy. Even just a single Saguaro does help me survive one more turn. That is a reversal. I'm not gonna Pokestop because that gets rid of my whole deck. But let's go ahead and attach there. Saguaro, heal from both of these. Okay. That knocks it out. Our reversal's still active. They do 140. That is 230, right? We just barely survive unless they have the boss for game. There's a Sada. Did we just win this just barely? All the switch cards. Well, no, actually, hold on. Oh, the Prime Catcher. Oh, it was a close one. If they didn't have that Prime Catcher, we could have probably still won. But I knew there was going to be a gust there at the end. It was a good game. It was a really close one, too. Okay, let's go first, and hopefully we can get a Chewtle this time for one of our starting Pokemon. Okay, well, at least it's a mulligan. Metal type. Sleeves, maybe Gholdengo? We gave him 2 mulligans, okay. Well, at least we do start the Chewtle this time. Do I have a water energy to attach? Nest Ball can grab us a Snorunt. Scyther. Interesting start. Let's grab a Snorunt. Attach this for turn. And pass. And is it the Punishing Draw one? Possibly. If it's Punishing Draw, or not Punishing Draw, Punishing Claw, is that what I'm thinking of? It does 50 times for each of your opponent's Pokemon that has an ability. So 1, 2, 3. I would need to have 4 Pokemon with abilities on the field so they can't hit us. Okay, so it is using Gholdengo. Gholdengo. Oh man, it's been a while since I played against a Gholdengo. So I don't remember how much damage it can do. I think it's 60 times the amount you discard from your hand. So they can hit under at 180. I don't think it's worth putting up that just yet. Let's grab another Chewtle. You know what? I kind of want to use the research. I do lose the Arven and the Bianca and the boss. Let's try it. Okay, I was punished for that. I mean, I can still try to get it, though. Let's get rid of Colress and Froslass. Actually, yeah, let's get rid of the Froslass. We don't need that right now. Let's go for the Drednaw. Leave it at that. I believe it's 60 times. Don't remember off the top of my head. It's been a while since I've seen it. All right, there we go. 50 times. Okay, so they could hit 150 as an option. We'll see if they get that number though. There's a switch. Yeah, they would have to hit 150 or 100 right now. Rating Greninja. Also, it looks off when it's showing that image there. The font looks a bit more bold for the name when it's darker. Maybe it's just the effect. Anyways. 4 basic energy. Okay. So he definitely has it here if he just uses it for 150. Again, it doesn't tell them. So, at least in here. So if they don't read the cards specifically and they do choose 4, it is, you know, not going to do anything. But I'm guessing they know, and they're going to only attack it for 3 discarded. What do we use next, though? Iono? I'm going to Pokegear first. No, I think I need to go for the Iono. They have 9 cards in hand. We know 4 of those are energies, right? Yeah. They're going to get rid of 3 of them right now. Okay, let's see. They're going to get rid of 3. They're going to have 1 more left. I feel like I go ahead and Iono here. Plus Froslass does tick damage now too, which is good for us. So if we do get this into a Drednaw that can attack, he is doing the extra damage. Ooh, okay, hold on. Let me try to... I would need an Ultra Ball and a cape, so Arven would help here. But do I want to get rid of that? No, let's try and Iono it. Come on, top decks. Ooh, well, you at least got the Drednaw. Let me get the Munkidori out, so we can start putting tick damage that way too. But we needed the cape to survive this next turn. They're going to be at 170. We can move 30 over. Unless they don't have the 3 energy required, which would be crazy. They have 4, 5, 6 currently visible. And I'm guessing they run at least 16. Let's see. See if they conceal cards too. They only go for 10. That's perfect. Or 100, I mean. Jacques. Okay. Going for the Gholdengo EX and a Scizor. There we go. Just wondering when we would see that. And get to see what its ability is now. Or sorry, its attack is. It's punishing scissors. I know it's punishing something. 10 plus. Okay, so 3 would be 160. Do they have 3? I mean, they have to, right? They have, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 in hand. Yeah. It was highly unlikely they wouldn't have that in there. Okay. So now we definitely need the cape. Let's put up the other Chewtle. Is that our third Chewtle getting knocked out? Or second? Okay. Do I Drednaw now? You know, Munkidori and then research. I'm wondering if I can solve them by bringing up Raining Greninja for a bit. Let's just research though. Okay, we have the reversal for next turn. Do we have another Chewtle? Please, thank you. Do we have the other Drednaw? Yes, good. Very good. We also have the Night Stretcher if we need it that way. Let's Adrenabrain these two energy or damage counters onto this Gholdengo. Scizor. That way if they try to put that up to knock us out, we can knock that out back. Okay. I'm guessing they have the knockout as well here. But as long as we're able to take more prizes sooner than they can, we're good. We definitely need capes. That's another Gholdengo. I should have put it on there, maybe. Oh, that's going to get tick damage from the Froslass now anyways. There, let's see. Boss's orders. Oh, they're bringing up the Munkidori, aren't they? Oh, the Froslass. Okay. That works too. They only need to use one energy for this. Okay, that's a good idea for them. We still have Drednaw to put up. We need a cape to survive the Scizor. So we put up Drednaw. It's gonna get tick damage. Oh no, sorry, Froslass is gone. So reversal. Arven to grab the cape. While we're at it, Alpad. Because I believe we lost Bianca. We did. I'm gonna bring back Bianca and the boss. Okay. Hero's Cape onto there. Do I have another Dread on the discard? Hold on. Yeah, I do. So I can Night Stretcher to evolve this one into that. Alright. Adrenabrain. Putting this single damage onto this Gholdengo. That way we can hit that for extra damage when it comes up. Alright, knockout on this. Our reversal's still going to be active. And it's harder for them to knock us out now. We're at 240. They're going to have to two-shot us. We need a Saguaro. And then to use Adrenabrain to survive. Another hit. Because Saguaro, so they'll hit us. To knock us out, they need to do 150 twice. So 300. So we need to drop down to 230. That damage, potential damage to 30. Saguaro does 50. So that's 250. And then Adrenabrain is 30. Makes us at 220. Hopefully we can get Saguaro with the Pokegear. Lady. Okay, so we're not getting bossed, so this can still work out. If they were bossing us up for the other Drednaw or Munkidori, this plan wouldn't work. Yeah, so they have to choose 3. And we gotta hope for Saguaro next turn off of the Pokegear or top deck. Do we put these onto it? I think so. Adrenabrain. Let's put these onto here. Do I want to Ultra Ball the Thin? I think I do. How many energies do I have? This is my third water energy. How many more DTEs do I have? Okay, I can get rid of a DTE in the Snorunt. We'll just put this into hand. Don't need it, but we're just putting it into hand. Attach return. Okay, 2 we get Saguaro. Oh, we got Bianca. That is not what we needed. We could stall them a bit by Ionoing. Colress Tenacity gets us the other energy for later. Do I Iono them for 3 cards? Down to 3 cards? That puts us as 4. My Colresses. Let's go for the Iono. I don't like doing that, but okay. Why can't I use Adrenabrain? Oh, I already did. My bad. It's Iono. Alright, so we at least have the DTE for the next Drednaw. Do I need that for the energy? Possibly. I'll hold on to it though. 160. Okay. Yeah, I really need that Saguaro to survive this. But that's fine. We get the knockout next turn. We could attach the reversal to do the max damage onto the next Gholdengo. No, we'll be tied regardless. If I get a boss, I could start attacking this Gholdengo instead, and then use Adrenabrain to damage this Gholdengo. That is an option. Also, that Lumineon is a great option to knock out. And they have to take 3 prizes, 2 prizes actually in the next couple turns, and I only need to take 2 knockouts essentially if he puts up that Lumineon. He might be holding on to that Lumineon for a boss's play. It might be a boss's play. Do I have any more Ionos? We have 1 more Iono somewhere. There's a lady. Definitely thinning. It's 1. So that's 3 that they have in hand. That's enough for the knockout. But that also tells me that they only drew 1 that way. 3, 11, 12, 13. They run 13 unless some of them are prized. Okay, that's good. How many superior energy retrievals did they use? 1. So they still can bring some up that way. Okay. I think we still have game. I think we still have game. They still have to try and 2-shot Drednaw here. This is active. Adrenabrain, this single energy onto Gholdengo here. I really don't want to do anything else, but let's use Colress's Tenacity in the deck. Grab the water because that way we can attack for full damage. I'm not going to play the Artisan though. Oh, I should have used that to search the deck, honestly. Okay. This is coming up close again, just like the Raging Bolt game. Ooh. Okay. That does 100. That's good. Yeah, it does 100. No, sorry, 110. Ooh, if they bosses up, that is a problem. Yeah, that is a problem if he bosses us up. He still does have the Lumineon. Did he not still have the Lumineon for the boss game? Possibly? Why the Worker? I mean, yeah, Worker isn't a card you see that often anymore, even in Gholdengos, I think. I think we got game. Adrenabrain. This over to here. Attach here so we can attack. We will knock out here, but before we do that, I'm going to Saguaro to heal up. Okay. And now we go for the hard crunch. The only thing they could do is go for this one. Maybe I should have put it onto here. This Gimme Ghoul. Oh, we have the boss though. There's like a 99% chance they don't run any Ionos. So we just win off this boss play. And was that our last boss? That's the first boss we've seen, actually. And we run 2 of them. Yeah, they can't knock us out with 150. Oh my gosh, we win this. Just barely though. We needed to get this boss for the game, and we got lucky by getting it from the prize cards. Superior energy retrieval. Yep. You're just going to the motions now, and I just wait, and then I just boss for game. Oh man, that was a lucky boss from the prize cards. I actually don't know if I have any bosses in the deck. It could be that the other one is prized too. That has happened where all the cards you need are prized. Let's see. Let's have them go through the motions. They do have 3 energy from that energy retrieval still in hand after that attachment. I mean, they tried to boss this up. If they hadn't used the Jock, then our counter catcher would be available to us. No, sorry, we're at 1 prize card. If they had knocked us out last turn, then we could counter catcher. But yeah, this is 150. We're at 180. Wow, stressful match. I will say, playing Drednaw, even though it is essentially sort of invincible, it makes them, you know, have to do this lessened damage is concerning. 80 damage, that's fine. I'm gonna double check just to see if I had the other boss in deck. I did. Okay, so that was our other win con, getting that boss's orders, but we already have it in hand, so that is game. Oh, that was a close one. That was a very close one. I'm kind of glad we had that Froslass to tick damage the Greninja early in the game. But GG. Drednaw, nearly invincible, but people do have to find ways, and there are ways to get around its invincibility. And so that was Drednaw. It is nearly invincible. As we saw in pretty much every single one of those games, there is a way around its 200 HP effect. Albeit, you know, some other decks that only hit for 200 will struggle, and having to lower your damage is a bit of a detriment for those decks. Like Raging Bolt, we saw that it had issues getting those knockouts, so it had to two-shot us each time. The Gholdengo hitting the 150 each time. It was a detriment to their, essentially, their whole gameplay is to just do high damage and knock things out. So them having to lessen it really forced them into a different sort of mindset to play their deck. And that's kind of what Drednaw is here to do. Kind of push your opponent to try something else that their deck isn't used to. And if their deck can't evolve and switch its gameplay, it is going to lose to this invincible Drednaw. But yeah, I think this deck is definitely worth trying out. It is a very cheap deck to build, although I do have some suggestions for it. First of all, draw support. It is missing any sort of draw support if you don't have a supporter. So first and foremost, if you can add a Pheasantipity EX into this, I would. You're going to get knocked out. So having that Pheasantipity EX for Flip the Script to draw 3 extra cards after you get knocked out is a good idea. The other thing, maybe a Lumineon V for your supporter draw that way. Maybe you need to get that Saguaro like I had a few times, or you need to get a boss's orders like that Gholdengo play. If I didn't have that, if I had that Lumineon V, I wouldn't have had to rely on that price card that we drew for the boss's orders. Some other suggestions, I wonder if it's worth having the Munkidori. I do like having it, so that's something you can kind of float if you need to drop something. The Munkidori might be something you can drop. The other thing I might drop is the Colress's Experiments. Seem like a good draw support, but I think having the draw support instead as a Pokemon is probably better. So maybe dropping this to like 2 Colress's Experiment and putting in that Pheasantipity I mentioned, or even dropping 2 of these and putting Pheasantipity in Lumineon or Rotom or some other draw support card that way might be a good idea. You could even drop this, put in Lumineon V or Rotom V, and then for whichever one of those you put in, you also add it for a Sealed Stone. I will say I was looking during one of those matches to see if Chewtle does have a 70 HP version of it, because Chewtle being at 80 HP means you're reliant on the Nest Balls to get it, and I would love to be able to get Chewtle with a Buddy Buddy Poffin, but as you can kind of see here on the side, every single Chewtle that has ever been printed has been at 80 HP. Unfortunate that both this and I believe the Turtwig are both always at 80 HP. Curse of the Turtle, I suppose. Anyways, regardless of the cursing of the turtles, actually no, Squirtles have had, I think, 60 and 70 HP. That's unfair. Anyways, this is a great deck to try out. I think you should definitely give it a shot as maybe not a competitive deck, but as a casual deck. It is fun to try out and play in a maybe layout where it's more of a casual tournament at your local card shop, or if you just want to play some non-competitive matches online. But definitely a card to try out. It is a lot of fun. And like I said, it can become invincible if your opponent can't switch up their gameplay to compensate for not being able to do 200 or more damage. But of course, let me know what you think about this deck. Would you try it out, or is it a pass for you? Like I said before, you should try it out, at least to know that it exists and how to play it and play against it, because you could see this maybe at a locals being played by someone that's a little bit newer and doesn't want to spend so much for a deck. It is a fun deck and definitely an interesting gimmick, and I like what they tried, but there aren't enough cards to help it out. And it's, again, Chewtle is 80 HP, so no Buddy Buddy Poffins for it. But regardless, I think it's a really fun deck to try out if you are thinking of trying something off meta. But let me know what you think about it down in the comments. And of course, while you're down there, why not get subscribed? We have a lot more deck videos like this on the channel, and we have some other videos on Pokemon VGC, Pokemon Shiny Hunting, and Pokemon Unite. If any of that interests you, definitely get subscribed. Anyways, guys, as always, stay safe, and thanks for watching.